You're both on the investment side. We haven't touched upon the investment use cases. How do you think about AI and automation when it comes to the entire investment deal and life cycle from A to Z?
I think there's a couple places that I've seen firms kind of use AI so far. I think some of the memo authoring, taking like a first draft of the investment memo, where maybe you have like a dozen or so bullet points and you have links to their profiles and there's like a standard format that you have. And so instead of someone like going to LinkedIn and copying and pasting their background, etc., I've seen folks like leverage large language models to help build out the first draft of their memos. I think the technology is still to the state where like you still want it to be more of like a first draft than the final draft that you're using. Over time, like that also may change. I've also seen some folks use AI technology to help them with sourcing in various ways as they like look through different data factors. I think I've seen this more on the consumer side.
I would add there's also a use case specifically for like the investment process. Basically, before like I was a public market investor, you're like, okay, like I look at a company and I need to go through like all the past like earnings transcript and I want to check the competitors. It's just like a lot of like documents you need to like read manually. Now, basically, there are like easy tools where literally you create like a table. Here are like the columns I care about, and then it basically just digests all 50 like earnings call transcript, like 10K for this company competitors, like all at once. There are like also like other AI tool that's sort of like funny, like for hedge funds to like generate new ideas, potentially for like alpha creation. There are also tools that sort of help like investment banks to sort of like have their edge, so they can show like they really understand the customer a lot better, even like helping the investment bank like win like a few million contracts. I think potentially if AI could actually like generate alpha for the investment industry or for like CFO teams, I think that's where the most exciting stuff gonna happen.
What I took away from this session is that we're still very much in the early adoption phases of AI technology across all customer segments, from consumer through to mid-market and enterprise. There's definitely a number of different business use cases and applications within the finance industry, specifically to the day-to-day work, but also enabling people to be much more strategic and forward-thinking and focusing on ultimately the insights and the actions that we take away from the insights, rather than historically where it's been very much focused on processing analysis. But I think time will tell. It is a very capital intensive industry. So the verdict is still out there in terms of what the direct impact will be from a P&L perspective and from a return on investment perspective in the medium long term. But definitely lots of promising opportunities and also risks to manage as we navigate the coming years and beyond.